in the background, girl.
Hey, beautiful.
Hello. Oh, yes. I hope we don't have a lag this time. You were on my show before, but we had a lag, so I couldn't use I couldn't use it as a highlight. Can you give me more light?
How's that?
Oh, you got the breath right in our face, child.
Look, I got my house dress on. My house dress.
You got what? Mm-hmm. So you were here before. Give everybody. I'm not sure. We had a lag, so I couldn't use you as a highlight. But hopefully this time I can. Run down your stats for those who don't know you. Your name, your age, where you're calling me from, what you do for a living, and also what you currently going through.
My name is Angie. I'm currently 38 years old. I have a podcast called Pussy Talk. I also have a non-for-profit where I advocate for women under 40 with breast cancer. I am currently fighting and kicking stage 4 metastatic breast cancer's ass. I just had surgery 2 days ago. That's kind of like what I do. I advocate for women who can't, hey, beautiful. I advocate for women who are afraid to advocate for themselves, and my podcast is basically Pussy Talk, but it's really about the woman, it's about the womb, it's about the love, and I just currently wrote a book called Pussy Power.
Okay, so we have a lag, so we got to follow a 7-second rule. So your podcast is called PUSSY Talks, but so congratulations on your surgery. I didn't know that, so that's wonderful. What was your update from the last time when you were on the show? Wait 7 seconds. Do you have better light? I feel like you should have better light than this.
Let me.
Do you have like a ring light?
Turn it on a little bit brighter.
Okay. And it should be in front of your face, and that would give us the best light with you. Like if you have it in. Woo, y'all just got that breath.
Sorry,
baby.
I'm sorry about the titties. My bad.
Okay. What was, when you were here the last time, wait 7 seconds, tell me what happened after that show. Did you meet anybody? What was the feedback? Wait 7 seconds.
I met someone, and oh my God, was it hilarious. I met a guy who messaged me, and of course, most guys are looking for the pussy and not the girl. And, you know, a lot of guys think because I have a certain look and a certain shape that I don't have this and I don't have boundaries and or standards. So, you know, it's like with most men, because they judge me based off of my shape, my butt, my breasts, they think that I'm a light-skinned girl with a big booty. And then when they get me out on a date, they're like, oh, this bitch actually wants to get to know me. And usually they never call back, which is essentially kind of, I met a guy, we went out for the first date. I'm going to say that the first date, I didn't like it. I kind of like paid, whatever, but it was more of an introduction. He invited me out, but he wanted me to drive to him, okay? He didn't want to pick me up. It was 10:30. I also expressed that I did not drink alcohol really, so, or that I don't have taste buds. So for me, when dating me, you actually have to think about what you're going to do, because you can't take me out to eat because I lost my taste buds. And I'm not really a drinker because, you know, I'm eating and drinking to live. And so actually to date me, you have to put a little bit more work. We went bowling. I mean, not bowling, golfing. I'm sorry. He does golfing. And then you have to actually put a little bit more work into it. So you have to have an experience with me, let alone just drinking and dinner and probably fucking, which is kind of what most people do. And so after I didn't show up because I didn't like the fact that he wanted me to drive to him at 10:30. He was going to dinner, but he wanted me to meet him after dinner for drinks. And I'm like, what? I don't really do either or. So you're not really trying to take me. You have a place that you're going and you're inviting me, which is not, I don't like that. That you're not going to just, you know. And so he didn't respond to me. I tried to call him back because I think whatever happened.
Your Wi-Fi is messing up.
I tried to call him back the next day to tell him that I was actually not feeling well, which is why I didn't want to drive. He then did not call me back. And then after 2 weeks of not calling me back, he then asked, could he apologize and make it up? And I said, you know, I'm not that horrible person. I, you know, do that. And then he wanted me to say meet him again and not pick me up. So that was kind of that. And, you know, he goes back to just following me on social media and liking all of my pictures and not calling me or.
Okay. I got you. We got to paraphrase the story. So we got to get your Wi-Fi together because it's choppy when you talk. But I do want to give you my assessment.
Yeah, I tried to turn the
Hello?
Wi-Fi off and just put it on the phone. Is that
Okay, yeah. This it seems like it might be better. But let me say this. I actually met you at a breast cancer event. So I know you from that moment, right? But if you come on a show and you say, you have a podcast called PUSSY Talks, I remember the last episode you were talking about how you can have sex without a relationship. You definitely have a great shape. You don't
I
understand
didn't
how
say
you're
how I can have
attracting
sex
that type
without a
of guy.
relationship. What I said is that I'm dating. And because I'm dating doesn't mean that if I date someone and I like someone that I wouldn't have sex with that person. And that's totally opposite. I'm a person and yes, I want to have sex, but let's be clear. A lot of people say that they're in relationships and they're just fucking people and not a lot of dating. And so what I said is that I went out with a guy, I dated him, and we had a great time. And we're adults and I slept with him. And that's what you should do in dating.
Okay, so what did I say opposite? You had sex
Most
without a
people think they're in a
relationship. That's what
relationship
I
and still
said.
have sex. And that's the
I mean, that's fine.
go
Well,
ahead.
hold on. We're going to talk about logistics here. The point that I made was you had sex and you guys were not in a relationship. This is not a judgment.
Absolutely.
This is a fact. I'm not judging you for that. And I'm not judging you actually for anything. But I do want to, because you said in the beginning you attract a certain type of guy. And I do want to
I
understand
attract
why
all
you would
guys.
attract
So
that type of guy.
let's first say that. I don't attract a certain type of guy.
I'm going
I
off
attract
what you said.
I didn't say
I'm
that.
going
What
off
I
what you
said was
said.
people think, men specifically and women, because I have a certain look or a certain shape, that I don't have anything else but that. And that's totally far from the opposite, which is what I was saying. I don't have a problem with saying that if I'm dating someone or if I'm having sex, whatever. But what I said is people think because I just have a certain shape and a certain look that I don't have brains or that I don't have anything. And what I'm saying is that, and whoever said I'm defensive, of course I'm defending what I'm saying because I want her to understand me. We're communicating. And what I'm saying is that because people be taking off of a look and then they get you on a date and I'm actually asking.
And you
But
have
if
a
they actually,
podcast called Pussy Talks. Like that whole package. Listen, I got to know you on a deeper level, so I know you on a deeper level. But if I go off of Pussy Talks, Shay saw you on my live, she's open to having sex without being in a relationship. Yeah, that type of guy would be
but
like,
that's not
okay,
just the
then you have
world.
to
But
get to know
this is
you
the
to
thing,
know
Kendra.
more
It's
of you.
not just the guys. It's actually the world. And that's how I came up with Pussy Talk, because you know that Pussy Talk is much more deeper. It's not about pussy. It's about a lot of times how women are held prisoners to their pussy because we are.
Listen,
So
I'm here for all of that. But what I'm saying is that type of guy would not approach, I'm gonna just use Michelle Obama, right? You wouldn't come, I don't believe that type of guy would come to Michelle Obama thinking that, oh, I can have sex with her right away, because that's just not what she represents. And again, I'm not judging you, but I think to act like you don't understand why a guy might think that this
is the
is
thing,
easy in
Kendra,
that way
let me
is
say this.
ludicrous.
I understand everything you're saying, and that's why I try to change the directory, because people always look at you and they always assume based off of a look. And that's the whole part of Pussy Talk, because Pussy Talk is much deeper, because it's really about the woman and the womb and how we are treated and how we don't, that would be a whole nother topic. And I'm not okay with that. But what I had a problem with him is that you're still going to treat me like a lady just because I will have sex without a relationship, or just because I look a certain kind of way, and just because my podcast is called Pussy Talk does not mean that, yes, those are all true, that I have to give my pussy up, which is far from the truth. And then,
Well,
but
listen, I agree with all of that. So I want to hold on. I agree with all of that. We're not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is, I also understand how coming in the door, he's thinking something else. So now, as I get to know you, sure, you should have that requirement. That's fine. But if I just went off of seeing you on the show, the name of the show, those things, I would think as a guy, oh, I'm going to get potentially some vagina fast. Now, of course, knowing you, learning you, dating you, you can learn otherwise. But I think it's
Oh,
unfair to
I
not understand how a
absolutely
guy would think
understand. And
that.
what I had a problem with is not that even, and there may be, I may have went out with him if the situation was different, may have liked him and possibly could have slept with him. I don't have a problem with any of those things. Um, Whoever said anything about my titties, they look like this because I had a double mastectomy 2 years ago. And so they're actually fake and I don't actually have breasts. They're just implants. So there you go. My energy is, no, I'm not defensive. I'm speaking up for myself. And that's the problem. People think that because you speak up for yourself, you're always on defensive mode. But back to you, Kendra. I don't have a problem with any of those things about how people perceive or their perception. For me, with him, it was, okay, you asked me out on a date, but did you really ask me out on a date? Or did you invite me to somewhere you were already going and ask me to meet you there? And unfortunately for me, that's not going to be subdued. Whether you want pussy that night or not, you're going to have to work for it, right? And so that means picking me up, taking the effort to take me out, having a great time and a great conversation. I want all of those things. And then maybe through that, I might say, hey, I'm really feeling him. I'm digging him. Maybe we could do something or something like that. But none of that happened. And I feel like if a man asks me out on a date, he should then pick me up. And he should make plans for me and not add me into his already plans. And so that way, when he's adding me into his plans and then I don't fall through, now he's holding me responsible saying, you said you were coming. No, I expected you to pick me up like a man should do. So despite the thinking or the sexual part, I have no problem with that because society and the world sexualizes everything or whatever. I had a problem with him not picking me up, him not listening to me after we had 2 or 3 conversations prior to this, me saying, I don't really drink. And I have a certain taste palette. So he did not, the problem I had with him is not that he wanted what he wanted or he saw what he saw. The problem I had with him is that he didn't listen. And a man who would have listened probably could have had maybe that, maybe something else, maybe a second date. And he did any of those things.
That's fine. One thing I did though, I did listen. And the first thing you said when you were talking about this is you said, men think because I have a podcast called Pussy Talk and because of my shape, that's why I went there. I was like, well, of course
I have men that don't even know that my podcast is called Pussy Talk, who see me out in the world.
Well, I'm talking about for my show, girl. On my show, we know your podcast is called Pussy Talk. So what I'm saying is the fact remains you was on my show. We talked about Pussy Talks. We talked about you having sex without a relationship. That's what the resume said if they saw you on this show. So I'm not talking about who didn't see the show. I'm talking about what happened on my show. We can move forward because we're going in circles.
Go ahead, do your thing.
It's not really worth to go in circles. But what I'm saying is, that's just all I was saying. But let's just go forward.
We talked several times. I asserted what I wanted.
Okay, but you came back tonight. We came back tonight to do it again, to give that update. What was the goal for tonight?
And give the update. So there's the update.
Okay, so you want to do it again? Okay, that's the update.
My name is
Tell us your name again, honey. Angie, so I know a little, Chicago, and podcast. You have a child. You have more than one child or just one child? One child is 21. Aquarius. What's your zodiac sign? Aquarius. And she is beating breast cancer's ass, so highly salute that. We actually met at a breast cancer event. All right, so now let's break it down, Angie. What kind of guy are you looking for? Are you looking for a relationship?
I will say this. I don't go into a situation saying this, I want a relationship. I first want to build a rapport with a person and see if we can get along, if we can have conversation and things like that. And if that grows into a relationship, absolutely. But I think for me, I don't want to say, hey, am I dating intentionally? Absolutely. But am I going into every situation saying I'm looking for a relationship? Not necessarily, because sometimes we see somebody and they'll have a certain potential and we'll put in our mind as women, oh, he's relationship potential, but we don't take the time to actually ask the questions and get to know the person. And I think, a lot of times when I get on a date, because of the outer thing, like you said, people don't have the opportunity to get to know people. Then when I ask these questions, then they're confused, and it.
Well, I'm asking you the clear question.
Eventually, but I don't want to go into a situation. I want to date. I want to see what's out there. I want to date people.
Okay, so that's what you will attract then. So that's fine. So what are some of the requirements that you're looking for? Wait 7 seconds. We have a lag.
So I want somebody who's has an active lifestyle, meaning eating healthy, working out. Someone who can hold a conversation. I like to talk about different things such as real estate, the stock market. Yes, I like to talk about pussy. Yes, I like to work out. Someone who can hold an all-around conversation. Someone who's strong, a man who's sure of himself, because a lot of the times I have where men are out with me and they're insecure, and sometimes their insecurities play back into the relationship and or me. So someone who is sure of himself, securing his manhood, who's respectful, honest, and hardworking.
Okay. Wait 7 seconds. What are your deal breakers?
Liars.
That's it? Okay. Does he have to
Just
look
have
a
an
certain way?
active lifestyle and be active and kind of fit. I work out daily. I eat healthy. So someone who has that same kind of lifestyle.
Okay. So this is Angie Chicago. She's a podcaster. Do you have another job besides being a podcaster? Is that not
You
appropriate?
can say that I used to own a spa and a recovery house, and when I got sick, I decided to close the business down. And I have my book, and then I have my podcast. So that's fine.
So what would be? I mean, I don't mind giving you your proper title. What would be the proper title?
Okay.
So, because I said podcaster, and I felt like you didn't like that. Oh, okay. Okay. Does the guy have to? Did I ask you about look a certain way? Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
Financially stable to sustain his own lifestyle and also to be able to afford to date.
Afford to date. Do you like so dating? Now that's broad because someone can afford to date and the date, and this is a legitimate date. McDonald's in a movie.
A movie.
So
yes, but
that's
I don't care for
date.
McDonald's. We can do a salad in a movie. I like, and that's the thing because dating is so weird now. I like going to the zoo, museums, and I like experiences because I really don't eat. I have 1 meal per day and I have a vegetarian lifestyle, so I don't really eat. So, experiences.
Okay. Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam. You know what that is, right? The Kendra Cam is when you stand up. Okay. You definitely have a great shape. Them breasts is out, girl.
I lost the first pair, so I thought I'd do myself right with the new ones.
Okay, there you have it. There you have it. When was your last relationship, Angie? Last year. You don't have to answer, and we gotta still follow the 7-second rule. So
I get out the house
just
every
wait
day.
until after I ask the question.
Geo Johnson, I'll stay outside. Check my resume. He says, I don't want to date. I just want to get out the house. I said, no, I get out the house every day. You better check my resume. I'm never in the house. I'm always on.
Okay. Only because IG has a lag, so we got to follow the 7-second rule. When was your last relationship? Wait 7 seconds.
Last year.
Last year. You don't have to answer. You was on my show. When was you on my show last?
Maybe earlier this year.
I thought you had just had sex when you were on my show.
It was January. No, you said when was my last relationship? The last time we talked, I was dating a guy. I went out with him and I had sex with him.
Okay. I stand corrected. When was the last time you had sex? You don't have to answer. Okay. Why do you think you're single, Angie? Wait 7 seconds.
I'm single because I want to be. I'm single because I don't need to fill a void in a relationship. I have everything I need, so everything a relationship brings to me is extra. And so because of those things, I'm not lonely, so I'm not looking for someone to fulfill that part. And
I gotta jump in. So if you're single because you want to be, why would you be on a single show?
Because people say, why are you single? I'm single right now because I want to be and I haven't found anybody to be in a relationship with. And the last relationship I was in did not work out. So I'm single now because I want to be. And if I date somebody and I like that person, then we'll talk about that. But I'm single now because I want to be. And because until I find somebody who I want to share myself with, I'll be single. And so that's why I'm single now. But I'm dating. Do I want to be with somebody? Do I want companionship? Absolutely. But I'm not in a rush to do it, and I'm not going to do it prematurely, and I'm not going to do it if I'm not happy and if the person isn't happy.
So that's why I asked you in the beginning, what was the goal? Was your goal to be in like, not about the men?
Eventually.
What was your Angie's goal? And I do understand that. Like, you can date and still be single, and men do this all the time. Actually, I always say men date right, because they date, and then they find someone that they like more than others, and they settle down. But normally, when people settle down, sometimes it's a goal, right? And sometimes some people have goals, like you just said. I don't want to be in a relationship. I just want to date people.
I do want to be
in
a relationship if I find the right person, but I'm not going to rush it. And if it's not right, I'm not going to do it.
What are 3 flaws that you have? Shout out to Just Niche. That's the new question that we are inserting. 3 flaws that you believe you have. Wait 7 seconds.
I have zero tolerance for bullshit. If it doesn't make me happy, if we fall out or we have a misunderstanding or miscommunication and it doesn't work, I'm cutting it off. So in that aspect, if you do something and it's early on, those are the red flags. I'm not letting them linger on. I'm saying, hey, this doesn't work for me. Clearly it doesn't work for you. And even if we've slept together, whatever, I'm not going to be in a situation or keep dating someone or even go into a relationship with them if you're not happy and I'm not happy. Because if already right on off the bat, we're not meshing, then it makes no sense to continue to see each other or talk. And I believe that I truly live for happiness, and anything doesn't serve me in that aspect, I will cut it off.
So you're considering this a flaw? Because that doesn't sound like a flaw. That sounds like a characteristic. I'm asking you 3 flaws, like things that I feel like you would like that characteristic. I'm at 3 flaws or things that you may need to work on. That wouldn't be considered a flaw.
Having a big heart. That's one of my biggest flaws. It's a gift and a curse. I hate it. Because of that, I have a tremendous heart, and I go into situations, dating and or relationships with the way my heart is, and everybody isn't like me. So that's one of my flaws. My other flaws, I'm hard-headed. For example, I have people say, you're fighting cancer, you should sit down or you should slow down. And that kind of trickles to everything in life. I'm kind of a get it done kind of person. And some people don't understand that. And it can be a flaw at times, because sometimes maybe I'll need to take a break or stop. But I just have that mentality where I'm just going to keep going. So that's 2.
Okay. If you don't have a third one, that's fine.
No.
Do you have a third one or no? Okay. What's the age range you would date,
38.
Angie? How old are you again? 38. What's the age range you would date? Wait 7 seconds.
40 and up.
40 and up. Could he have kids? Wait 7 seconds.
Well, Actress is upset. I don't mind if he has kids, but I would prefer that his kids are older, only because I have an adult child. And, maybe I don't want to be with someone who has smaller children because of the lifestyle difference.
Okay. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you, Angie?
Because I have
last question. Wait 7 seconds.
Because I have a beautiful heart and a beautiful spirit, and I'm probably one of the most loving human beings that this earth will see at this time.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Angie, Chicago. She's an Aquarius. She has a 21-year-old child. Again, what I do really truly salute is she is beating breast cancer. And I do love that there's people that have breast cancer that are living very depressed and have already acted defeated before the fight is over. That obviously is not Angie. So I respect that tremendously. I love that you're not allowing breast cancer to define you. It's a part of you, but it hasn't
Right.
defined you. Okay. All right, Bo, give them
My
your
Instagram page is neighborhood_hope_dealer. So like dope dealer, but hope dealer.
Okay. Neighborhood. Oops. Neighborhood_hope_dealer. All right, baby girl, keep me posted on what goes. Oh, we get 2 times. So hopefully this time it works out for you.
But I'll still be dating until somebody is, can do what they need to do.
Okay.
Thank you,
And there
beautiful.
you have it. All right, bye, baby.